About America's banking crisis 2.0. We need to talk about something Grant Cardone has put out there. Stop saving money. And of course, I want to talk to you about embracing 8% mortgage rates. But before we get started, folks, I want to call your attention to a video that I did yesterday thanks to Millennial Mike. Folks, if you don't know who Millennial Mike is, he comes on every Sunday, or at least most Sundays, and really reacts to what is going on the channel. Yesterday, we published a video reviewing my 12 real estate calls from January 2nd. We are at mid-year, and I put out 12 crazy housing predictions on January 2nd, 2023. And hopefully something you've learned by now is I like to hold myself accountable. I like to put out crazy calls and see how we did. So do me a favor. Watch that video. It was published last night at 6 o'clock. I think it says, "This is embarrassing," or "This is so embarrassing." We go through each and every call, and I would love to hear from you. How many do you think I got right? How many are clearly wrong? And there are a couple of doozies. And then how many do we not know yet? If you have a chance to watch that video, I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, we are now less than 2,500 away from 50,000. Yes, folks, the channel is growing, and I thank you, thank you, thank you. We are adding about 20 new subscribers a day. If you could share the channel, ask others to join, we might grow a little bit faster, but I have every confidence in the world that we will eventually get to that mark. So thank you very much. So again, yes, 12 housing calls. Some of them I clearly got wrong. Some we got fairly right. So let me know what you think. Next, I want to talk about Logan from Housing Wire. Again, a great follow on Twitter. I believe he's been on the channel once, if not a couple of times. But as you know, he puts out a weekly housing tracker, and he called this week a hat trick. Hey, Adam, how you doing, man? Oh, you just made an offer today. Congratulations. Good luck. I hope it's a great deal. Know your numbers, all that good stuff. So congratulations for doing the work. Back to Logan. He called this week a hat trick. A hat trick is a sports analogy where you score 3 goals, for example. Logan talked about this hat trick not being a good thing. Weekly active inventory down. In fact, it was down 866 listings. If we are really going to get this housing market healing itself, we need inventory to build. We can't see inventory head to our, heaven forbid, 2022 low. That would be really, really bad. Not only was active listings down, but boy, weekly listings, weekly new listings, ugly number. This number is ugly. Last year, we added, let's round the numbers, 90,000 new listings this week last year. This year, 58, let's call it 59,000. That was almost a 30% drop. Folks, interest rate lock-in is a real deal. As rates head higher, everybody talks about demand destruction. I would ask you to step back for a moment and think about supply destruction. With rates now over 7%, this is the 3rd time we've been here. There's a couple of things that I think are going on. One, this is our 3rd time at 7%. The impact, the shock factor is not as great. We are still seeing demand. We are not having 20 offers, we're having 2. We are seeing luxury take a huge hit. We've talked about that all year. But entry-level, clean homes are still moving. Hence, active inventory is coming down. This is the slow season. This is when inventory is supposed to build, not fall. And of course, we have new home builders just doing what they do, offering to buy down rates, as they did in my case, taking it all the way to sub 5%. So not only do we have weekly active inventory down week on week, not only do we have new listings down week on week, but both are down year on year, hence the hat trick. it is going to be very interesting. We could, this is a could, see inventory come down, but days on market still explode. Right now, days on market, last I saw it, is still a teenager, as Logan likes to say. I do think one of the things that will happen as rates stay above 7 is days on market will grow. And again, as I challenged you yesterday, days on market growing is a great thing. We get to start to find motivated sellers. There is a set inside this active listing, which by Logan's count was 465,755. Let's call it 466 between friends. Some set of that want to sell. Some set in that need to sell. The difference? One will just let the listing expire. One will start to look at offers as days click by. So again, folks, I want you to embrace, I want you to welcome, I want you to do the work. This is our time. You've always wanted the market to slow down. Congratulations, we're heading into the slow season. Days on market should grow. This is our time. Only write great offers. And yes, you may have to write a few of them. That's okay. That's okay. This is a numbers game. If your agent doesn't want to write the offer, get a different agent. You're in charge. You're the buyer. 8%. I challenged you yesterday. I told you that 7% was great. I know a lot of investor loans are already over 8. I truly want you to embrace that. The beauty of 8% interest rates is it affects everyone. Everyone is the same. The people like me and you who do the work, we know what that means. It means we have to offer less. It means we have to find value. It means the seller has to carry back a note. Who cares? This is the time when the market slows down, we write great offers. I frankly don't care if interest rates are 10%. If rates are 10%, what happens? Demand from home buyers stop, except new construction, because they will just buy down rates. But some people still have to sell. If you have to sell when rates are 8, 9, or 10, and your property is not perfect, you're going to take a haircut. I want people to change their mindset. Too many of you are saying stupid things. What do I think is a stupid thing? Michael, nothing cash flows at 8%, so I'm not going to look. That might be the most dumb thing I've heard. And I watched some of the Crash Bros stuff. Rates at 8% are a good thing. Change your mindset. It gives you, the investor, an opportunity to write a deal, to do your work. You're not making a decision in 3 seconds. 8% is a good thing. Change your mindset. Do the work. More on that later, because I gave you a challenge yesterday, and I'm going to give you some answers today. American banking crisis. Man, this could get bad. This could get bad. I don't know if you remember this, but Silicon Valley Bank popped, I think, in March of this year. It popped when the 2-year note exceeded 5%. What essentially happened at Silicon Valley Bank is their leadership said, oh my gosh, we're insolvent, right? They had this whole basket of hold to maturity that if they were forced to reevaluate today, they would be negative net worth or solvent. They would have more liabilities or whatnot. They sent out a note saying, hey, we're going to raise some capital, because they had to. That email or note or poor communication started a cascading effect where they essentially lost over 60% of their deposits in 48 hours. Folks, we hit 2%, or we hit 5% on the 2-year note, I think on Thursday. I think right now we're just below it. Banks, regional banks, community banks could be insolvent. We are in Q2 earnings. JP Morgan kicks us off Friday. I do not see any problems with the big banks. This is not a big bank problem. The fact that the big banks are going through their, stress tests and all that nonsense, complete theater, complete waste of money, complete waste of time. The pain is 200 billion and below. We are going to see banking consolidation. In fact, let's see if I can give them credit. Who said that? Chris Wolf, who is a Fitch analyst. Chris Wolf said, we could see half the country's community banks consolidated over the next several years. We have roughly, by one count, almost 5,000 banks. Did you know that that makes America unique? Countries like Canada, the UK, and others typically have less than 100 banks. So, and I would argue, and probably most would agree, our regional banking system is a strength of our banking system because you can get to know the community and invest in community. Given what is going on, there is a very good chance that we are going to see significant pain in commercial or community banks over the next, 30 days as earnings come out. So be careful. All it takes is one poor communication like Silicon Valley Bank and deposits leave. In fact, I would warn you with higher rates, this could happen. Higher rates are going to cause the balance sheet to go negative or insolvent on community banks. 2, depositors, you and me, we pull money from banks and put it in money market funds or U.S. treasuries or Bitcoin or whatever. But taking cash out of the banking system hurts the banks. And then finally, there is no question that losses on loans are coming, especially community banks that are caught up in the office, in retail, in hotel pain. This is a real problem. In fact, many banks should start the mantra is survive till 25. This is be careful. This earnings season could be one to watch, but I do think it's fair to say we will see banking consolidation over the next several years. How about Grant Cardone? He's always one to get a good quote. Grant Cardone is out saying, stop saving money. All right, I'll click on that article. What is he talking about? So essentially he's saying is saving money is not the path to wealth. Overspending is not the path to wealth. Being scared is not the path to wealth. A full-time job is not the path to wealth. Essentially, Grant Cardone is telling you, hey, stack cash, buy assets that cash flow, hold on to them for the long term, and you are wealthy. Let's go back to my 3 simple steps to get wealthy. 1, increase your disposable income. Your income, frankly, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have known people in my professional career that make $1 million that could not write a check for 10 grand without concern that it would bounce. Think about that. How sad is that? How messed up is your lifestyle that you gross $1 million and you can't write a check for 10 grand because you think it might bounce? You don't have an income problem, sir. You have a spending problem. So 1, increase your disposable income. You could do that one of 3 ways. Increase your income, lower your expenses, or my favorite, do both. Number 2, please become elite at something. As you are on this journey to getting wealthy, it is not about diversification. It is not about being a shotgun. It is about being a sniper. I don't care what your thing is, but make it your thing. If it's real estate, great. If it's crypto, great. If it's stocks, great. If it's classic cars, great. If it's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I don't care. Become obsessed. And then 3rd, you need 10 years. You need time. Don't stop the momentum halfway through. Don't do all these things. Just keep going. It is right there. That is how you get wealthy, folks, in my opinion. It's tried and true. It's worked for me. It's worked for many others along the way. So again, take that for what it's worth. Now, yesterday, for all the one rental at a time fans, and especially my one rental at a time students, I gave you a challenge on the Sunday financial news. I said, 1, please take a property that you are looking at, understand the average yield, and then I want you to increase the yield by 3%. If you haven't taken that opportunity yet, I challenge you to do it. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, I don't know what to tell you. Buy the course below for $3.99. Get some free goodies. If you buy the $7.99, you get $450 in free goodies. Don't forget to join the Facebook group because you get around thousands of other great investors who are motivated and challenging. But here are my 5 ways to increase the yield 3%. The first one should be obvious. Lower price. I bet you, if you did the math correctly, that you were shocked at how low you had to offer to get the yield to go up 3%. It's a big drop in many cases. Number 2, you could get a lower interest rate. Cost of capital. Now again, in this environment where you might be going to a bank, that is hard. But there is seller financing, right? Just understand how important the cost of capital is. So if you're buying at 8, how low did the rate have to go before your yield went up 3%? Number 3, you could learn the 50-40-10 or the combined loan to value scenario that Stephen Dow and I have talked about 100 times. The 50-40-10 is magic. You can get a 50% loan at, say, 8% or 9%. You could get 40% of the loan at 1%. Your blended interest rate will be shockingly low. Understand, this is just an exercise. This is a thought experiment to become a better investor. Number 4, you could get higher rent. But how much higher? Maybe something I did a lot was buy 2 bedrooms and create a 3rd. Sometimes there's wasted space. Again, do the math. Figure out, do I have to get an extra $100 or $200 or $300 or shoot $400? Just understand how the spreadsheet works. And then number 5, this is where it gets interesting. You start combining the first 4 because the first 4 strategies were individual variables. Lower price, lower rate, blended rate, higher rent. What if you did lower price, higher rent, lower? You can understand how you can start writing offers that increase the yield. And again, if all of this doesn't make sense, I don't know what to tell you. Spend $400, buy the course, get 100 in free goodies. If you really want to go crazy, buy the $800 course, get $450 in free goodies. And please join the Facebook group with thousands of other investors doing the work. Again, folks, help me out. We are under 2,500 away from 50,000. We're almost there, one day at a time. Take care. Bye-bye. Like, subscribe, comment. And of course, have a great day. Bye-bye.